All right, let's just jump right into this explainer. We're going to transform what usually feels like a dry, everyday chore, business correspondence, into your ultimate professional survival guide. Whether you're firing off an email, drafting a formal letter, or just jotting down a quick memo, the way you communicate in writing, it's a permanent record of who you are as a professional. So today, we're unlocking how to master the tone, the structure, and the absolute purpose of these messages. We want you communicating with total confidence and precision.
Now, I simply cannot help you without seriously disrupting my work schedule. Ouch, right? We've all seen, or let's be honest, probably received terrible, ego-driven messages exactly like that. It's abrasive, it's completely unhelpful, and it literally burns a bridge the second it's opened. But we're going to fix that today. We'll break down the anatomy of a perfect professional message so you never sound like that and instead you actually get things done.
So, here's our roadmap. 1. The Professional Communication Toolkit. 2. The Evolution of the Email. 3. Inquiries, Complaints, and Adjustments. 4. Directives and Progress Reports. And finally, number 5. Documenting for the record.
Section 1. The Professional Communication Toolkit. Building the perfect message.
Okay, think of a standard block letter as a perfectly organized machine. Every part has a very specific job. Step 1 is the heading and inside address. This ensures your message lands on the exact right desk, complete with their full title and the correctly spelled company name. Crucial stuff. Step 2 sets the vibe with a professional salutation and a super clear subject line. The reader should instantly know why you're in their inbox. Step 3 is the body. Get straight to the point, keep those paragraphs short, punchy, and focused. And lastly, Step 4, the complimentary close and signature. That just seals the deal and maintains your polished image right to the very end. It's basically a foolproof formula.
Now, you might be tempted to use overly formal, bureaucratic phrasing to sound smart. Something like, the purpose and aim of the aforesaid program is to provide and permit basic pedestrian amenities. Whew, that is a mouthful. Honestly, avoid that legalistic, inflated language like the plague. A busy reader doesn't have time to decipher a riddle. Write as a practical, plain-spoken professional. Try something like, the program is designed to provide sidewalks and basic amenities for an arts and crafts marketplace. Boom. Clear, straightforward, and so much better.
This brings us to a really crucial concept, the you attitude. This is absolutely the golden rule in business writing. The you attitude means your writing focuses on the reader's interest and perspective, not just your own ego. Even if you're talking about your own qualifications or some new company policy, you've got to frame it in a way that highlights how it helps them. Basically, always anticipate the reader asking, well, what's in it for me?
Moving right along to Section 2, the evolution of the email, from paper to pixels.
To really understand emails, we actually have to talk about anachronisms. Basically, an anachronism is a relic from a former age that's completely out of place in the present. It's kind of like watching a movie set in the 1850s and spotting a smartphone sitting on a saloon table. Our modern email is absolutely packed with these weird chronological misfits from the days of typewriters.
I mean, think about it. We literally use a picture of a paperclip to attach digital files. Or take CC and BCC, carbon copy and blind carbon copy. Back in the day, before copy machines, typists actually slipped literal carbon paper between sheets to make duplicates. Carbon paper is totally obsolete, yet we still hit CC every single day. Or how about the to, from, date memo headers? Or those little steno initials you sometimes see. Historically, stenographers typed memos and put their lowercase initials at the bottom to indicate who typed it. When you look closely, emails are really just digitized paper memos playing dress-up.
Speaking of those quirky anachronisms, let's talk about BCC for a second. When is it actually appropriate to use blind carbon copy? Well, some people think it's a bit sneaky, but it's actually a fantastic, highly professional tool when you use it right. For instance, it's an absolute game changer for protecting client privacy. Say you're emailing an insurance claim, you definitely want to keep your client's email hidden. Also, it is a pure act of mercy to save hundreds of your coworkers from an accidental reply all nightmare when you're sending out a mass company update. Section 3. Inquiries, Complaints, and Adjustments. Navigating high-stakes scenarios. So, as a result of this inconvenience and expense, I am writing you to request reimbursement on the rental charges. When you're writing a formal complaint letter, say you bought a broken chainsaw, you can't just fire off an angry all-caps rant. You have to be logical. You lay out the facts. You bought the chainsaw on June 1st, took it to the local repair shop, and had to rent a replacement for $35 because parts were delayed. Only after you present that cold, emotionless evidence do you politely ask for the exact remedy you want, like a reimbursement. State the facts, then state the fix.
On the flip side, what if you're the one responding to a complaint? That's called an adjustment letter, and sometimes you just have to say no. The trick here is preserving the relationship by framing the bad news positively. Never say, "I simply cannot help you." Avoid harsh, confrontational words like refuse or deny. Instead, pivot to what you can do. Say something like, "I'd like to help you. Due to current work commitments, however, I will only be able to answer a few questions." See the difference? It keeps things respectful and keeps people on your side.
All right, Section 4, Directives and Progress Reports. Managing the team.
Here's a pro tip. You've got to know the difference between an informational memo and a directive. An informational memo is super casual, like just a quick reminder that tomorrow is donut day. No action needed, just good news. But a directive? That demands action. Say you're telling employees, effective immediately, place trash bins outside your doors. You have to explain why. Maybe there's a new security protocol for the janitorial staff. Giving that why context makes the request reasonable and practically guarantees people will actually do it.
Now, what about when you're updating your boss with a progress report? Let's say you're managing a massive parking deck renovation. In this case, candor is absolutely your best friend. A good progress report must summarize completed tasks and outline planned work, sure. But it shouldn't just be a highlight reel. You've got to candidly flag potential problems early. Giving decision makers a heads up about delays before they blow up allows for crucial contingency planning. Plus, it just proves you're a transparent, rock-solid manager.
And finally, Section 5, Documenting for the Record, Incident Reports and Meeting Minutes.
If an accident or a security breach goes down, you might need to write an incident report. And listen, this document must be ruthlessly objective. These things get reviewed by lawyers and insurance reps, so precision is everything. You need a factual, chronological narrative. Ditch the slang, don't say the first aid bandages were MIA, just state that the kit did not contain bandages. State only what you directly observed with your own two eyes, and never ever assign blame or admit fault. Leave the guesswork to the official investigators, okay?
Meeting minutes work on a similar vibe. They should not be a messy, word-for-word transcript of every single argument or random tangent that happened around the conference table. They're just a clean, neutral snapshot of the action. Step 1. Note the attendees and logistics. Step 2. Record the motions and the outcomes of the votes. And Step 3. Document the decisions and next steps. Keep it tight, focused, and totally objective.
The big takeaway here? Good correspondence is a strategic tool to get exactly what you want. Mastering all these formats, from that standard block letter to the tricky adjustment letter, right down to your daily emails, it transforms writing from this boring administrative chore into a massive lever for your professional success. It's how you advocate for yourself, lead your team, and protect your entire organization.
So I want to leave you with this one question. Before you hit send on your next message or drop that letter in the mail, ask yourself, does this focus on my ego or does it focus on my reader's needs? Keep that you attitude front and center. Shift the spotlight to the reader. Use the structures we unpacked today, and I guarantee you'll see your correspondence getting the exact results you're after. Thanks for hanging out with me for this explainer, and hey, happy writing.